Yes, guys, welcome back to Box to Box Football, and I'm back here with the World Cup reaction show, about to react to England against Ghana. Now, I didn't see that coming. Definitely didn't see that coming. Big up to Ghana. Ghana getting a 0-0 draw against England, and it's almost a win based on their celebrations, but based on everybody's expectations of the game and what we've seen previously from England's performance and Ghana's performance, we were expecting an absolute whitewash in terms of of England going in there and really sticking it on Ghana, but we didn't see that, and I think that was mainly due to the fact of Ghana. I'm going to touch on Ghana first, and then I'm going to get on to England. Big up to Ghana and big up to Carlos Queiroz in terms of view of his setup in a way. Again, he knows England are a much better team than them, so that he's not going to go toe to toe with them. He put men behind the ball. In fact, he put all the players behind the ball back. I won't say a low block, basically a park the bus mission, just stopping England from having spaces to play in between, in between the lines, squeezing the play, forcing them in into wide areas where they were comfortable having Anthony Gordon or Nani Madueke take on their man. They really stifled England and stopped them playing. And we can mention as much as what England didn't do in there, but we have to really appreciate what Ghana did in the game. And the one thing that I'm going to give Ghana credit for is how, and this is a compliment, trust me, they were really ratty against England. What I mean by that is that England are a much better team in terms of you individual for individual, and when you're going against that, you need to be able to stick it on that individual and stop him from playing. And the biggest thing that they did was, listen, they got closer players, they shut them down. They were listen, a couple kicks, a couple niggles there, but they really shut them down. And you can see England players didn't enjoy their 1v1s, didn't enjoy being able to receive the ball. Why? Because they know that a Ghana player was always there shutting them down. And listen, it was a really good defensive performance from Ghana overall. In 4 points, I mean 4 points out of a possible 6 in the first 2 games right now, I think it's guaranteed them. I think it's guaranteed them the opportunity to go on to the last 32. Big up to them, because I had no expectations for them in this tournament. But a really good defensive performance there, and they had moments to possibly have nicked it in. They had moments possibly have nicked. I think Prince went through, or like Soleimani went through, and I think it was Konsa or like Gay who was able to come back and make the block. And also the Pickford 1v1 where like Pickford ended up getting the free kick in there. That could have went Ghana's way. So they had moments here and there. But as I said, an industrial, a ratty performance, but a good ratty in a way, as they were able to shut them down. Now, based on England's side about it, you can boo and you can say what you want to say, but in my opinion, this is the most England performance in a group stage game. And you might think, what's he talking about here? Let's look at the evidence of like their last three competitions. Euro 2020, the Scotland performance, 0-0, boring. You wanted so much more. You wanted so much more from England in that game. The USA performance in 2000 and 22, and I think it was in the last Euros. I think it was Sweden Sweden or Switzerland, one of the teams that they played. I might have got it wrong, but again, another boring snooze fest, and didn't really inspire the nation. And this is the exact same thing, and that was mainly due to Ghana. And a couple of things I have to kind of point out here. But first of all, you notice that Thomas Tuchel was able to make changes, bringing Gay back, and also putting in Jet Spence. Was really interested. You can clearly tell that either John Stones wasn't fully fit, or he wasn't happy with what he's seen defensively in that game. So him making them changes in there, the front six kind of stayed. The front six stayed the way he is. But in this sort of environment, sort of game that England had 10 men behind the ball and had to break him down, the one thing that stood out for me in this is that I don't think England needs to play Elliot Anderson and Declan Rice in that sort of game. Yeah, I know Declan Rice is he's the one playing in between the lines, looking to receive the ball. But I know it kind of worked for him at Arsenal because he's really industrial. He gets about he gets about the pitch. He does so many big recoveries. But when you're looking for that spark to break him down, that third man run, that forward run, that bit of ability to receive it on the half turn and then drive forward or like slide somebody in, that's not really Declan Rice's game. And Elliot Anderson is the exact same thing where he's trying to thread balls. So I'm trying to think for England going forward, when they go against this game, and I guarantee you, Panama is going to be the exact same thing. They're going to look at that and be like, yeah, that's going to be our approach in in that game. England may consider putting in Eze, putting in a Morgan Rogers next to a Bellingham in there, just to give them something. And the reason behind that is that they didn't really get Harry Kane in the game. Yeah, him dropping deep, but there's no point in dropping deep when like think about it, when a team sits that deep, because there's no ability to run in behind. It might have been a thing where they needed more forward runners in like central areas and players to stay really disciplined, which we didn't see as much. Now, another thing I want to touch on for England, to me, is in the wide areas. You look at, I think Noni Madueke has been England's best wide player so far. But at the same time, it's been really frustrating, because at times he's taking on his man, and he's getting, when he goes on the outside, I think he's good. When he comes in tight and looks to play that in swinger right now, he doesn't seem to have the success that you're really looking for in there. 2 to 3 times where he swung the ball into really no one, or a player that was, or a player who's coming onto it, but the ball was behind them. Not really a fan of him when he comes inside. And to be fair, when he went over to the left-hand side, you've seen a lot more from him, and his ability to beat his man on the outside and then play that in-swinging ball. I think it was for Saka who was able to get the header in there. But I look at Anthony Gordon right now, and these are 2 performances. Yeah, this is tournament football. This is not the thing where it's hard to grow into tournament football. It really, really is. He's had 2 starts right now, and to me, 2 poor performances from him. And I find it hard right now for him to justify his place going forward in this England team. Now, he might do a lot of stuff with his forward runs, and especially his pressing off the ball, which people are a big fan of there. But England are trying to win a tournament here. And if you're Marcus Rashford, yeah, you're looking at this right now. He's had 2 performances in there. I need to have a go. And a game against Panama, where probably the weakest team in the group, if Marcus Rashford does get in, here's an opportunity for him to really stamp his place in there. And just to touch on Rashford, I think England got their most success when they seen Rashford and think about it, Bukayo Saka out wide. You've seen the quality of Bukayo Saka. When he came inside, he was able to come inside and think about it, get the shot off, which was parried out. I think it didn't lead to Harry Kane chance that was blazed over the bar, but it led to a save that could have had a following in there. Rashford, his movement off the ball, especially, there was one ball in behind when he was able to have the pull back. And you may look at this and be like, okay, England are a massive threat when they start to bring them off the bench. But in terms of you starting well against good teams, Bukayo Saka and Marcus Rashford might be the 2 players that England need to look at. And Anthony Gordon and Noni Madueke have been okay. In fact, Noni Madueke has been good. Anthony Gordon has not justified his place in it. I'm looking at it right now, Thomas Tuchel. I know he's trying to get Bukayo Saka going. He might need to make that jump and find England's best team, because when you get to the last 32, yeah, there is no second chances. And he has to be able to find his way. In terms of England, do you panic in this situation? No, because we've seen this before. Yeah, you don't panic. England are through to the next round. It's just about finding rhythm. And then going forward, I believe that England, England will find a rhythm. This is a natural performance for an England team. And I know the British press are gonna kill them for it. This and that. Thomas Tuchel will find the formula. Blah blah blah. In there, when they had to step up against a really good team like Croatia, they did do it. This one right now wasn't the greatest performance, but as I said, one of the hardest things to do is to go against a team who sits back, who stops you from playing like that, and don't give you space to play at all in behind, or even think about it, even to feet. So listen, difficult performance for England, but still, I think it's good, because you don't want to just come out of a hole each game and be like, oh, everything's great, everything's good, let's move on to the next one. It's things to think about for Thomas Tuchel, and I think good things to think about. It's for me, wide players. What am I gonna do? Can I maybe get another center midfielder in? Fullbacks, what could I possibly do in there? You can see that he was having a go at Jed Spence in terms of his position. So a lot to think about. But to me, it's a positive. I don't think England need to be all guns blazing. It's all over now. No. To me, everybody remain calm. You got 4 points. You're through to the next round. That's not to bother. Just things to work on. On the other hand, Ghana, big up to you, man. Carlos Queiroz. That is very much a Carlos Queiroz performance in terms of you defensive stopping teams from playing 2 games, 2 clean sheets, 4 points. Listen, big up to you guys. But guys, let me know, what do you think? And I want to hear from both sides. Ghana, yeah, through to the last 32. I think I'm not sure. How far can you guys go? And let me know what you guys think about the performance. England, where do you guys go from here? Are you guys worried after that performance? Is it like the team's not good enough? Because I know what the British press and you guys like to be like in there. Let me know what you think. Like, share, and subscribe. This is Box to Box Football, and I'll see you.